Oh, fun.
Right.
Welcome to Table 58. Haha.
Table 58. Back again. Finally.
Finally.
Yeah, it's been a busy whatever, 2 weeks.
It's been wild.
And I've only got 2 more days to go.
Have you ever played Super Mario Brothers on
Yeah,
Nintendo?
yeah,
The swimming level?
yeah.
And then you don't actually have to go up there to get air, but to get away from the puffin
Yeah.
fishies or whatever they are. But I kind of feel like that where I'm like bobbing up every now and then I go back down trying to avoid the fishies. So I would go up to a couple bob, go back down. Pray. It's like the prayer.
Yeah.
Let me get some God
Did you
time.
ever did you
Anyway,
ever play Echo the Dolphin?
what is this game? I haven't
It's
not.
on the same it's on Sega as well. Sega came out at the same time ish
Oh,
as
this one's Nintendo. Sega I
but
never
it's the
had.
same kind of thing, but it's a dolphin, and you have to keep going up for air. And when you play it, it's like you're holding your breath under the water the whole time.
Yeah.
And then when you go up for air, you go. Yeah, that's exactly how it's been.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. And I have two more days to go, and then a bit of a break.
Good. I'm
So,
excited for you.
subject matter. So you can pick heart, money, solstice, or hornet.
Hornet?
Yeah, hornet. Yeah, not horny, hornet.
Like, I don't know where this is coming from, which makes me want to pick it, but I love is my default here. But Hornet seems like we need to discover this one first, if we have time to get to two. I'm going Hornet, then love if there's time.
Okay. Um, so hornet was an incident yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It could have been the day before.
How do you spell this?
Hornet. Oh, you might call it something. Hornet.
I think it's a big B.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Big.
great. Right. I mean, it's a hornet. I
Yeah. So
think they look scary.
I will try sharing. Let's try sharing.
Okay.
I don't need to share sound for this. Continue as background. I can never remember this bit. Do I want it as background? No. Over the shoulder, side by side. Let's try side by side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, can you see it then?
Well, I can see a hornet. Oh, go back underneath. Is
Oh,
that on the white?
that is the vid of it. There we are. There's the vid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, buddy.
Quite quickly before one of the dogs.
What is she up to?
Hornet. Yeah, so this isn't time of year. I'll stop share. It's not the time of year for hornets at all. So I think it was disturbed by the cats. But yeah, so I had a time-specific emergency to deal with that overrode everything else in life.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
Did you find a nest?
no, it was just that one as it worked out. It was just that one. But Bella was jumping. One of my dogs was jumping up to eat it, so I didn't want her to get stung on the inside of her mouth. So, and I didn't want to kill the thing either because I think it was just disturbed from there was to do with the cats getting into a place where they shouldn't have been in and stuff. But yeah, so I went and got a plastic pot. First, I took some video of it, and then I'm thinking I shouldn't really be videoing this. I should be dealing with the thing. And I got a plastic.
No, get the video.
I got that beaker that you saw in the photograph, and got the beaker over the Hornet on the window, all fine, and I was just congratulating myself when I realised that I had the lid for it, which wasn't flat like a piece of paper. So I'd have to kind of lift the pot, risking releasing it again, which I did. So I decided just to go for it. Let the tried to get the lid of the pot on, and it escaped. So then it's kind of buzzing around. They're quite nasty here. If it stings like a dog in its mouth or something. And Ian was there as well. They're all trying to grab this hornet, and so I did kind of panic a little bit. Then I just kind of thought, right, do what you know that you should. Now you've got the opportunity to go and get a piece of cardboard, to be able to do it properly, and just trust that it'll still be there, because my ceiling's all kind of open. So if it flew up and into the kind of, it can get into the rafters kind of thing, there's a good chance that a cat's going to follow it, and then I can't do anything about it. So I either kind of panic and kill it, which I really didn't want to do. I could have killed it. I could have dealt with it quickly, but I was kind of like just trusting. Then just no, just stay calm. Go. I had to run in the back. I didn't run. I just walked quickly. Went got some cardboard. Put the did the same thing again, and thankfully it just stayed where it was, and got the cardboard. Then took it outside. By which time, because I'd let it go, I'd trapped it once already. Right, it was angry as fuck.
Oh, yeah, I
It was like
bet.
in the pot, was like.
Oh, yeah.
So I could, and the chickens were out in the front as well, so that they might have like gone for it. So I waited, but I took the thing off and waited and watched it go. It flew up into the sky, and I just watched where it was going, see if it'd go in the roof again. And it didn't. It flew off, and yeah, it was just that was remembering. Like, I'm using this to illustrate the having all those like tools that we have in the heat of a moment thing. Uh, it was like the perfect. The timing when that happened couldn't. I can't remember what was going on, but it couldn't have been like worse. There was, so I think I was late to leave, or late for something, and I was like, no, don't do this now. But being able to kind of just think, just detached, and a little bit of trust as well. Right, if I'm going to go out of this room to fetch the thing to go over it, um, hopefully I come back and it's still there and everything. Uh, was like what without kind of going into too much detail, what the program is that we're following is just giving us just gives us the kind of the tools to work with. We have to actually do it, and it kind of it illustrates to me that it's working when stuff like that happens. It's working because I can bring it back in there. And they were the exact tools that I was using. It was like, don't do the emotional response. Don't do this thing needs dealing with right now, and I've got to make some decisions dead quick. Plus, I need a bit of trust that it will be all right. And one of the instead of thinking forward like um, oh, it's too late for the vets now. What if she does do it, and what if it swells up and she can't breathe? Then what do I do? And yeah, without kind of
Yeah, I was thinking the whole time. I haven't thought about any of that stuff when I saved a Hornet, but hey,
Yeah.
never.
Yeah, well, I do like
But also, you do also the spiritual meaning, of course. I mean, that's where I go, especially considering that you didn't, I mean, maybe you didn't look for a nest, but that little buddy doesn't seem to be seasonally around the time. I think that's what I heard you say. Anyway,
yeah.
the spiritual meaning of hornets as symbols of strength, transformation, and caution. They also talk about it signifying, symbolizes growth, reproduction, resilience, teamwork, and achievement, and a time for action, just like other wasps. However, it can be associated with danger, symbolizing obstacles or threats. And then I have here the biblical meaning of a hornet, a large stinging insect more dangerous than a wasp. The Hebrew term for hornet also means depression, discouragement. This is interesting. The term could have a literal meaning or it may symbolize God's intervention on Israel's behalf.
Wild. What was that
Do
last?
you,
What was the last bit?
Yeah, because I want to know if you can recognize any of this in your life today. A large, okay, so the Bible says the Hebrew term for hornet also means depression and discouragement. I did not know that. And that's from Josh 24:12, Exodus 23:28, and Deuteronomy 7:20. The term could have a literal meaning or it may symbolize God's intervention on Israel's behalf.
Wow. Because this is the time of year that depression might. Yeah, it is.
That's what I thought of right away. When you're
Yeah,
having a new experience, but to be ready for it.
yeah, yeah.
The
Because yeah,
hornet.
with tools and it's like unrealistic to expect that it won't happen, but it's not going to be the same as before. Yeah, awesome.
God's intervention so it can go differently.
Yeah, I've got to tell you the solstice one as well on that. See, oh, God, this is
Let's hear it.
yeah, right.
It's
So
getting good. Okay, good.
my morning prayer ends with uh, I ask this in the name of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, your Son, who died that I can have everlasting life. Have I told you this on the voice thing? Have I told you this one? Because I told it Maggie the
Not,
other day. I can't. Right. Yeah, who died that I can have life everlasting. And for some reason, the last couple of weeks, whenever I get to the word died, it brings up like tears and everything. So I do it like all the rest of the prayer, which is quite celebratory. But for some reason, on the word died, it just, yeah, it has been bringing up tears and stuff. And then I just have to sit with that for kind of 10, 15 minutes and then, amen, get on with my day. And I was like, what, why is the word died? And then it was like, the solstice has always been really important to it. Just means something. I don't know why, but it does. The day and the date and everything. And Christmas for a long time has been an empty thing. Like the 25th of December, I don't celebrate it or anything. Don't do any of the presents thing, the cards thing, nothing. None of that stuff. I did used to do up until a few years ago, I did used to do food and music, and that was the only thing I'd do. And like do open house, right? If anyone wants to come around, then they could come around that. I've stopped doing that even. It's like a chance for a bit of time out. Nobody's expecting anything from me. So it's just yeah, nice. But anyway, but at the winter solstice, there's like people argue, but this is I don't care. People argue biblically about when Jesus was born and when he was crucified, actual times of the year when things happened, and I don't think it really matters. But what does happen is the sun reaches its lowest point in the sky, then it stays at that point for about 3 days. And after the third day, it starts to rise again. And and I think that's why the die thing. This is like totally biblical. I don't make any apologies for it because it's what I'm interested in at the minute.
It's just connecting life, it's connecting puzzle. I don't know, chatting about things in life. I think, you
But
know.
but I think that Jesus at that point when he was crucified and everything, it was human, and that the death, what he actually did was he suffered separation from God, which was basically separation from love, and he because like Chuck, who like says it was love that held him to the cross. What kept him held to the cross? It was because he could have got down anytime he wanted. It was love. It was love, and like love, the heart, like the thing. That's the only thing that's of any value or anything, any importance is the love. But the love that what he really did was he suffered a human length of time, 3 days of separation from that love, and that's what the sacrifice was. And I couldn't have understood that. I'm only just starting to understand it. I can understand like 0.1% of what that means by the separation that I felt this time, like last year, was complete utter separation from love and life and everything. And I had to do that so that I could understand this bit. Yeah, which like and I don't understand that bit. I can't, but I've got a fucking clue now. I've got the tiniest, the worst thing that could ever happen to me is to be separated from love.
Yeah. Yes. And this is so good. My pen doesn't stop running. Running across the pages to be separated. Okay. Then that makes me think of the love of the earth, actually, and the planet and just how rich the nutrients in the soil and just even for feeding our own bodies, not just the trees, which are magical enough in themselves, and plants and bees and hornets and all of the above. But that feeling when you start to see, yeah, that love, I have never thought of it like that. That's really brilliant. I think so. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me, spoken in that way. As I have been just thinking today in particular about I think that I was taught to, I've been going through figuring out some sensitive, touchy points around familiar relationships, motherly, fatherly, those that we all get to work through. But I definitely was taught that I had to earn love. And I have just sort of had a recognition that I have this idea in my head that it would be lovely to have somebody just like extend a hand and be like, "Come here, young lady, let me show you the way." And I'll be like, "Wow, really?" And then, because I'm familiar with doing that myself for many people, the the concept of of this being extended towards me is quite like, I mean, it feels like other planetary type of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, wow, what a strange thing to be so touchy over. But then when I started to connect that I believe that I was really taught that I had to earn love and like that is such a precarious negotiation and it's tied to other people's emotions. And then not my own stability through the love of God that I cannot separate myself from. And lately I sort of feel like I've been, woo, what's going on? And wibbly wobbly, way, things that I felt really comfy and confident and no, not comfy, different, boldly, humbly walking as an agent of God, sort of with my machete. And I'm feeling a little thrown off my rocker. And I just find it intriguing because it's this, I think this earning aspect is popping up and like it's like if I don't do something for you, then what's going to happen? If you are nice and I'm nice, is it really just, is that it? Because there's always in the majority of circumstances in my life, I have a pattern of there is another, card flipped, particularly with people in positions of power, which I have chosen to be in relationship with. So that's another pattern. And so now I find myself comfortable in them, but then learning that like this earning of love thing, wow, it feels like again, I'm this like wild animal that is like, don't fucking even come close to me. Not
Yeah,
even, don't you
yeah,
dare. Like, don't. Do you see me? Like, so it's just, yeah. And then I know that it's about God, which is interesting because every time this is interesting, anytime that I feel something that's about a circumstance, I know that that automatically means this is the paradox. I'm disgruntled with my own self, which I'm way too hard on myself. So that's a trick too when I'm in this place. And that's why the pattern is what relieves me every time. It's like, no matter what, one of my sponsors said this recently. She's like, I just stuck to what my schedule was, and that's it. No more, no less. And that is a hard thing to do.
yeah,
And that's exactly what I need to do when I get in these places. Just stick to my schedule, no more, no less. Because then I have nothing to look at myself for extra to say, that part's actually required. Like you kind of have to do that part. And this means, for example, I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but I do want to bring this full circle. It also means lowering my bar and that what my everyday routine is during the work, everyday life. Like right now, I'm on a 2 week break. I get this time gratefully. It means walking outside maybe instead of pounding a treadmill for 60 minutes. It means like being able to enjoy, I don't know, other ways that definitely feed me. Like I need to be outside more than I need to be making sure that I don't forget about the gym, especially when I have time right now in my days to enjoy it because my full day is free. And so that type of bar lowering that, you and I talk about, where like shifting into a different routine, being mindful about my food for sure. That is something that I can do, especially when I shift into a gentler form of exercise for a little longer extended period of time. Then I do all right too. But anyway, those things help my mind during this time and then just stay in prayer. And I guess it's retreat. Like I'm feeling really solstice, like
yeah.
really called to just be in solitude, really like I don't know if that's the word or like no extra noise. But then I started to share this with you earlier. I feel like I don't know if getting tricked is the word or what. Tested on my understanding of self and confidence in that through the understanding of my own God. But I was sharing with her that she was sharing with me that she has an interest in being in a relationship. And I'm like, I'm terrified. I don't know. I have a lot of work to do. And she's like, no, I really want to. And she goes, maybe, I said, I spend a lot of time alone. And that's the thing. And that's like my time with God and what I think is really important. And she's like, maybe that's part of the problem is that you spend so much time alone. And I'm like not around other people, except when I'm at work and I have to. And I'm like, oh, maybe you're up to something. Obviously, shit. I'm like, well, there's a protective mechanism. So anyway, that was on my mind. I wanted to toss that one past you. Good. So I used a name.
Yeah, I had,
What's the timestamp? What's the timestamp? We're gonna have to edit that, I guess.
no, we don't have to edit that.
Because I used Christy's name. Do you think she'll mind?
You didn't, did you?
I
You
did
just
say
didn't. Oh,
No, I did before.
yeah. Oh, I missed it
Uh,
then.
What's our timestamp just in case? She could care less.
34.
I
Oh,
know it.
well done. Well done. 34.
Okay,
Excellent.
I know that she doesn't mind, but just for us. Okay, anyway. So right now, well, he's really been a mirror to me for 2 years, frighteningly so, in a really great way. But it's just like, whoa, because she was also talking about boundaries and how, because I asked her what's been on her mind the most, and she said boundaries. So anyway, this is, I'm not sitting here trying to project that these are things that are upcoming for me. All I can tell you is, I mean, and that reading that we did when it said that, I can't believe you're bringing that she brought up the sex inventory for you. And the reading, because we brought that up Saturday, kind of accidentally. And you and I, you had said you accidentally kind of started working on it before maybe being asked to do it. So, getting a head start.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I don't even know where I'm going with this. So, inventory, in that meeting. I was thinking about because the end of the story is talking about an alcoholic who is returning to the things in his life, and one of those is he stops drinking and the pattern that unfolds afterwards, and one of that is into his relationship that got impacted, obviously. Well, I say that because that's pretty common but not everybody's do. Anyway, so he talks about at the end, what I heard, whether it went like this or not, anyways, was that he was attempting to approach and be kind to his wife in a way that he hadn't been before, and that was actually kind of working. And my immediate reaction was like, that's a bunch of bullshit. All that guy wants is to probably get some fuck tonight and whatever. Like, that's bullshit, And I'm like, well, I wouldn't even want to hear a thing he has to say after all this time. And then I'm like, that's terrible. If you committed to a relationship for that long, and then I'm like, damn, who are you like, whose voice is that? It was wild. It was just like visceral. I was like, don't touch me, don't come close to me. Like, and I I have been visiting this because I'm accidentally on purpose, I guess. I have started it with MK, and I think she kind of accidentally got us right back off of it, seeing how like a kindergartner I am around it, I guess, sort of. I don't think she would describe it that way. I don't even know how to think about it because she asked me to write it out as if it was like a picture. Like, lady, come on. I don't think so. I don't want to revisit it in that kind of way, like, because I have a picturesque mind, I need to be very discernful about what kind of pictures. And that's why I choose wisely about what I listen to and read because both and say because they impact me in such a way. They just do. They do. They do, and I know it, and it's important to me, and it's like wacky, but it's wild. It's like if I don't pay attention, it's gonna be like that I walk around like that. I'm like, got it. Jeez. Anyway, so long way of me saying that right now, I guess I just when you bring together the Hornet and thinking about these new times, like especially when you look at this biblical meaning, but this intervention in a new way of doing things, which means the shakeup, the shakeup has to happen. And I don't know if we're going to do this reading, but I feel like Mark talks about it sort of shedding or shaking or something.
Yeah,
Do you want to?
yeah. Let's do it. And I'm not scared.
Oh, fun. We got a nice segue accidentally. I don't even, yeah, I haven't read it more since this morning.
Yeah, shall we just read it? Right, who's going to do? Do you want to
Come on,
read it?
go ahead.
Right.
Whoever you want.
Okay. December is probably December 22nd, the lesson. God breaks the heart again and again and again until it stays open. Hazrat Inayat Khan. when I was young, it was my first fall from love. It broke me open the way lightning splits a tree. Then years later, cancer broke me further. This time it broke me wider, the way a flood carves the banks of a narrow stream. Then having to leave a 20-year marriage, this broke me the way wind shatters glass. Then in Africa, it was the anonymous face of a schoolboy beginning his life. This broke me yet again. But this was like hot water melting soap. Each time I tried to close up what had been opened, it was a reflex natural enough. But the lesson was, of course, the other way. The lesson was in never closing again. And then the like exercises after it is center yourself and concentrate on the part of your heart that is breaking open right now. Ease the pain by breathing deeply through the break. Try if you can, just for a moment, to leave your heart open and look inside the break. Yeah.
That's what I'm in the middle of right now. It's
Yeah.
so touchy. Interesting. This broke me yet again, but this was like hot water melting soap.
Yeah.
That takes a long time too. Like, and it stays intact. And it's hot. I don't know. All of that metaphor to me was like, a lot. So yeah, and this reflex to close. I think that's what's interesting. This in the step work. I don't know. You had talked about step four maybe coming in here, but my first sponsor described this as stepping out of the cage. And I think maybe I would relate that now to step three, third step prayer, release me of the bondage of self. That I don't think that I understood my stomach right now is like um that I think I just never understood it till now. This is interesting. But this hurts. Anyway. It's
Yeah.
really hard to not close up again. You have to have the right friends. You have to be willing to kind of keep letting God orchestrate that every person removed was done. I don't go fighting for things anymore that were removed. Like I've changed these like what are they called? Desperate measures towards external things. And now I have it towards fueling my spirit. Like, but some can really F me up still sometimes, like my own mother. I'm like, what in the world? Anyway, not all the time, like I've said, but dang, now and then it is the holiday season.
Yeah. I had the realization last week that um that no, there's no like partly looking back through relationships and stuff and the way that I've lived is there's no that thing about I don't need any help and uh closed heart really really truly is incredibly strong. I can remember saying to one of my clients that I was talking about, I've work to do. I had to go and see her in London. This is years ago. It's like 20 years ago or something. Right at the beginning of me doing web stuff, and I think I've been doing it for like 1999. So yeah, 26 years. Yeah, so 20 odd years ago. I had to going to do set her laptops up or whatever, and she just lost her mum. Her mum had just died, kind of a couple of months before. And at the end of like we did all the business stuff and everything, I was there for about 4 hours, and then we had 20-minute-ish chat before I left. And then I was asking how she was doing because she was close to her mum and that. And I can remember saying to her, my heart feels closed. I feel like I need something like that to break it open. And I've written songs about that as well. Like it's been so. And when we were talking, like kind of during the week, I've that realization for me, genuine. If genuine love is offered to me, uh, I can't even contemplate that. I'm not at the stage. I was blown away by it when I first kind of experienced it with the online, with their home group and stuff, and that all of that's kind of transpired as it has. But deep personal relationships, I'm like, I opened the thing like a chink like that, and then I fucking shut it again quick. And that is really, really, really uh, scary. But how many scary things have I done in the last 7 months?
Did you even know that you do that until you started
No,
doing step work?
no, I literally got that in the middle of last week. I've journaled about it. Um, but I didn't realise I knew about how closed I was,
Oops.
but no, I didn't. I knew that my heart was closed and that I was so supremely self-sufficient that I'm fine. I'm fine helping other people, and I'm fine. Uh, like. But if that's extended towards me, I really it's something I'm not
Yeah.
even. It's like the filing thing that's in. I've just opened the drawer and then I've just shut it again really fucking quick because it's yeah.
But I was thinking about it because I'm like, what is the cause of that? And then I look at circumstances where it doesn't unfold the way that I'm so afraid that anything will unfold. Just because so much of my life is related to other people too, not having, well, because I didn't have the tools to be confident enough in myself, I was able to just be eaten alive everywhere I went. So those are how my life experiences look. Also, I have a different way of communicating. So it's really easy to make fun of me or to tell me you don't understand me or da 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 da. I've heard I talk too fast. I say way too much or I don't say enough. I mean, I receive plenty of feedback on the way I communicate that I never asked for that is not useful. It's just making fun of me. And anyway, so recognizing that when you do these inventories, I can come to the table already with my guns loaded. Ready, right? Like, what shoot first? When there's like no reason for any of it. And so a lot of my prayer and my processing now or conversations are just around like, well, and you help me a lot. You like toss the fear, the feeling is just that, and like anytime that I have this, and lately I have been having a lot more of it where I just feel 0 to 10 and like and it'll come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I was in a meeting at work and it just happened and it was fine. It's not ever as bad as I think it is. I've watched myself, I've re-listened, and I've been astounded by what I thought I sounded like versus how it really came off. And so I already know that I'm gentler than I ever think that I am. So anyway, so that was intense. That was a good sigh with noise. I've been to this, yeah, just recognizing that and then using this is what I'm saying, like being around people that are different than the people that I was around before, so that I'm not going to have the same type of experience I had before. Therefore, it requires me to do the different thing and show up differently and be present and not like just start whatever it means, disappear, run, flail, any kind of thing that that I'm getting much better at doing. So like we're talking about, it's hard to stay, like the reading says, like the key is to keep in the growth, to not return to the closed wound once it opens, to create a foundation there. This is what I talk about with my sponsees, to learn about that new thing that you have just understood. Because otherwise, it's kind of like when I went to church camp or went on a trip or even studied abroad. I would have a lot, or go to a work conference. I'd be very excited about some different initiatives that we could start doing. Or I would be, when I studied abroad and came home, like how I felt, and then I'm going to stay in this feeling. I couldn't recreate a feeling from studying abroad back at home. And
Yeah.
but there was nobody around me explaining a different, but oh, you were living differently. I know that sounds nutty to say, but I needed somebody to explain these things to me. Like, what's the process? Not just, I didn't know how to figure it out. So, anyway, when you can stay in that and build a foundation there and get more and more comfortable, because then what's happening that I'm learning is I'm working on the same wound, but just another layer of it. And this is the interesting thing. It's been exposed from my parents, from work with both of them. And then it's evolving into all relationships, really,
Yeah.
which is the brilliance of this. So now I'm stung, now, and I'm not. I'm just working, but I'm in the stage where I got the twist, and I'm like, oh, stay in the resonation. It's okay. And even though it feels like you're fucking naked in front of everybody, like you're fully clothed, so don't stop now. Just stay steady, buddy. You can do it. Which is my Hornet story. And then you got to hear the stay steady, buddy. Did I ever tell you this? The Hornet story?
You did the one,
I think you liked it actually. Yeah. So anyway,
we're not going to hurt each
Kate,
other,
my
are
very
we?
good friend. I'm scared of hornets too, but Kate, my very good friend, lost a very dear friend. And I got visited by a hornet shortly after that. And the hornet stopped in the little outdoor hot tub I was enjoying. And I was like, listen, pal, this is not going to work for both of us in here. And then I saw him and he was like, help me, help me. And I'm like, oh, wow, wow. Okay, got it, pal. Okay, team effort. Now listen, team effort. And he's like, help me now. But like, you need to think through this faster. Like, this is all happening. I'm like, okay, but still, because I can speak faster than I can talk it in my head, it feels like it. Yeah, but in my head, I'm like, listen, this is a group effort, no stinging allowed. Five, four, three, two, one. And I put my two hands together, I flip him out. I'm like, you can do it, buddy. And I watch him like go, and he's like, phew, and he makes it. And I'm like, listen, I got visited by Kay's friend because, well, that part is going to make sense to nobody but Kay and I if you listen, but she'll know the story. Anyway, same thing though. I was able to overcome a fear, but not really, kind of, yes, through just cooperating. Like we're all just here to be together, all of us. And though that hornet doesn't really want to be mad at me, honestly. But who do you separate from love? You think the hornet's a nasty monster who's going to hurt you. So you treat it like it's going to hurt you. And just like this, I will treat something, accidentally on purpose like it's going to hurt me. But I also have had a lot of opportunities lately. Thank you, God, for putting me in training to have some really, really, really hard conversations specifically related to me and in all different with my mother at work in my friendships, and I'm like, what, like back to back to back. And I'm perplexed by how uncomfortable I am. And then I'm like, what is going on? Like, so I don't know. Like I'm in the video game. Need some air.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching
Yeah.
these shows, these reality TV shows where people are hanging out together, and I love studying the interaction. I know people think reality TV shows are whatever, but I really enjoy watching people's interactions and learning how people engage and just, yeah, I'm like a study of this, you know. Maybe you do or don't know this about me. Anyway, you like to study rocks. I like to study people. And you know what? People like fail each other so fucking much. I'm over it. That's another reason why I'm like, I don't even want to think that way. But I mean, somebody's gonna have to be willing to go the long haul. Let's see what it looks like. Why do you think we do this to each other? Like, why do we just give up? Like, why do we forget that the things that we do carry, they have an impact on other people? If I thought that was real and believed it, then I think I would, and I believed and understood that and I was willing to actually hold space for the concept that the way it feels when my feelings are hurt, it is real. Like I know better today, but still it can happen. And this took years of working still, like I'm not saying, but that's why it disappoints me. Anyway, I haven't finished the sentence barely, have I? But when you get in this alignment, right? But I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. And it was really important actually. I lost sight of it.
Talking
So
of this, you were talking just about like staying in it for the long haul kind of thing, and why do people do it? And it's
oh
just
yeah, that. Why do they give? Oh, if people could, yeah, I do. This was important to me, and I say this a lot. When someone's in distress, when someone's acting out of character, something is not going on. That doesn't mean it's my responsibility to resolve that. But it does mean that I can come with compassion and just be like, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need to talk? Do you need a coffee?" Just be there instead of what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? What, wake up on the wrong side of the bed, buddy? You know, like,
uh,
why do we need to exacerbate? And then people will be like, what, just having a little fun? I'm like, I don't know if that's fun because it really is not very sensitive. And there is a point when, you know, like we can be good to each other too. I don't just have to learn how to be really good at whatever, go and get my degree, go to college every day, or be good at being a parent, or learn how to bake, or get really good at playing the violin, or follow a workout regimen. You know, like what if I decided to get really good at remembering that feelings actually happen when I act out in a certain way, even though it like feels good for, yeah, take that, buddy. It's like, well, when that comes back at me and it feels that way, because I'm only human and will, as tough as I am, that actually is a real thing that happens with other people too. And just as in a positive way, the same way that I think about other people on a regular basis, guess what? You're probably thinking about me. Like I can learn to recognize that's a real thing. I don't know how to do that yet. I do. I practice every day. I'm like, that's real. I practice it. I'm like, oh, that means if I think about other people, they think about me. You know, like anyway, I just think that whoever, what society taught us that our value and worth is such a huge word. We do not understand the meaning of value and worth. And who we are as humans is so valuable and worthy, and loving kindness would be the root of who we are if we were able to understand that every single one of us, our unique, authentic selves, is exactly every one of us are needed. Everyone, but we do have to align. Otherwise, you have to go on the spaceship out into the other places, and we can't be nice. Love. No, and the Hornets can all hang out then.
yeah, there is a in my world anyway, there is a place for protecting the, you know what, on my resentments thing. So I added in a an extra one that isn't in there. You know, this affects my self-esteem, whatever. Mine's tranquility. The one I've added in is tranquility. This affects my tranquility, and most of things are things that affect my tranquility.
Yep, yep.
And that's it's just that is really important to me, and I need I need that to be able to grow and stuff. I need that for, you know, I need tranquility, and I have put a line around it. I've put a fence around it, and I will protect that. And
Good. I think we've been speaking for an hour to tell you the truth.
I'm going to say we
This
haven't. I'm going to say we haven't. Right. What number do you reckon we're on?
57 minutes.
I'm going to say 52.
Wait, you have to guess before you look.
One. 1 hour.
One?
Yeah, 1 hour
Yeah,
22.
I thought so.
I think we had a little bit. We had a few minutes at the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, but we're going to have to
Okay.
talk a bit more because I need to cut a little bit out now. That's going to shorten it. So
Okay.
you've got to, yeah, you got to talk a bit about. Okay, we'll talk about money, right? So when you first,
You see my face.
just so 7 months. I'm 7 months. Well, we'll be 7 months sober in a few days, and my money thing is not going to sort itself out in 7 months. I need at least 12 months. So I'm like struggling now, but I'm all right, I'm trying, but that's like talking to my sponsor about it, um, who's like got 10 years sobriety. So she's kind of she seems like she's pretty much sorted out in that respect, but it's that kind of length of time, for me, like I wrote the budget out and everything, and for me to be able to know monthly what I need to earn monthly, to be able to save up the stuff like for my winter's wood. There's loads of stuff comes in December, and there's some big things coming in October. So I need 12 months of saving that money. So next year, this time next year, should be a bit easier. But I need 12 months of saving that stuff, um, thing. So like it's all a process, and uh, looking back, I've never been particularly reckless. I'm not reckless. When so I left the plug-in radiator on in my bedroom the other night, right? It was only
Yeah.
on low, and I don't use these plug-in radiators at all. But it was the bedroom was starting to get a little bit of damp on the side of the wardrobe, and I'm only in there. But like at Christmas, I can do this wall. I can get it all sorted and swap everything around. So I went upstairs and got a plug-in radiator just to take the dampness out of the air. Because I'm not used to doing it, left it turned on all night on like number 3. And I take my electricity readings this morning, and I've doubled my weekly consumption of electricity in one night. So maybe that was about 6 hours or something I left that on. That's double the electricity for the whole week. So not just, I know how expensive those things are to run and everything, and it doesn't matter because I think I might be getting kind of free electricity at the minute because we get an energy. So I think that's why they didn't take it out of the bank. We get an energy check, and that's been paid in. So that's why they're not taking out my direct debits, is because I'm paid for it, and then I get 2 free months in January and February. So on that score, I'm all right. So I'm just like, no, I will use that. I'm going to treat myself to, and I'll do it 2 or 3 times during this coming week as well, just to keep that room healthy because I don't want to get bloody ill, you know. But it also shows how little electricity I use. If one night of the heater being on low doubles my weekly consumption, that's how little electricity I use. And I'm running computer like, um,
Yeah.
24/7 sometimes.
Yeah.
That's not exaggerating. So I'm very efficient at living, and I wager I'm more efficient at living, like electricity wise, than most of the people I know.
Yeah.
And I've managed to work out how to do that, like how to cook on a wood burner. It's not easy. It's not the cooking on a wood burner is easy. Having the stuff to do it, and then to time that, because you and to be able to get used to very monotonous food. I can eat monotonous food, no worries. The whole thing of it isn't as easy. Nobody can understand that unless they actually live it.
Yeah.
Nobody can understand any of our like journeys unless they're literally walking alongside us every single day, experiencing everything that we're experiencing, which nobody does, so nobody can really understand. But in my defence on the money score, I'm
What?
able to live like extremely cheaply and with very little waste of stuff.
But you see, this isn't what you're trying to talk about, but I'm struggling with, yeah, my own particularly. I'm just saying my mom and I are working on this, but understanding what the life is. You just described it to me. If I watched that in a movie, I could relate to it. I could be there. If I've traveled and spent time with you, I've seen it all. She has seen these things. You have seen them. People have. You've read about it in a book. This is what I mean. Like, it's not fantasy, it's real life. Like you're choosing to live this way to see if you're able to survive, and that is how you have to live. It's not like you wouldn't want to have things on, you know, and maybe you don't, if you want to live that way the rest of your life, you can, but maybe you want to have a little more luxury or freedom, which it really even wouldn't be luxury, to tell you the truth. It's just uh, part of our process, though, when bringing this full circle. It's, um, I'm responsible for my past. And so recovering all of that and returning to where I am today is going to take me another 2 years. Then I'll be ready. Not right, like all the way. Thank goodness, like I said, I have a pension and things like this that I've been working on a long time. But it also just dawned on me, like, I don't mean it like this, but like, really, I could just save $25 a month and just do that. And that would just be mine. But it's kind of that tight where I've got to
Yeah.
choose food, gas, or it's not like I can just be saving here. And anyway, all for another episode. It's a teaser.
Yeah, to be continued.
Yes.
Right, shall we go for button press then?
Okay. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad we got to talk on this lovely day. All right, who's going first? Out of here.
Where's my camera?
Click it.
Stop! Stop!
Did.
Did right, just record that.
Stop it. Recording, stop.